What's happening, Brighton? The short answer is a lot. The long answer is this podcast. What's Up, Brighton is a show dedicated to the community we all love.
Hosted by Roger Burnett, Eric Meldrum, and Coach Mark Howell, this podcast will feature news, issues, and discussions impacting Livingston County and celebrate the people who make our slice of Michigan go and grow. This is What's Up, Brighton.
I do the same thing with my car wash.
This is the business seminar portion of the What's Up Brighton podcast.
I don't even know what they're called.
We're just rolling
down the
straight
street.
in.
Yeah, the one by-
These guys
the one by
are like
Kroger.
solving world
Bush's
hunger.
Kroger.
And
kinda over
like,
there.
There's
And
so
they're
much
awesome.
capitalism going on at this table now. I'm loath. Hey guys, how's it going? What's up, Brighton? I'm Roger.
We're creating new business.
This is Coach Mark over here.
What up?
The capitalist, and then the uber capitalist himself over there, and not a member of the deep state. What's up, Eric?
I should have a shirt that says capitalist pig on it.
Capitalism at its
Oink,
finest.
oink.
So welcome to episode 12 of the What's Up Brighton podcast. As always, we will
Holy cow.
do our best to try to entertain and maybe inform. And, you know, we haven't layered in a little insider baseball around Brighton in a few episodes. So we want to make sure that we're always touching on things that maybe those of you who are newer to the area might not be aware of. We talked last time about how to get around the back roads of Brighton because traffic is shit right now. And if you haven't watched that episode and aren't from around here, you should probably go check that out because Mark actually had an entire map of all of like the bicolor code of how to avoid things that he's selling on Fund of Life for $175 a piece.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that story.
Fundalife.org. Ladies and gentlemen.
Only released for a donation of $1,000 or greater.
There you go. There you go. But so let's begin today. Let's begin today's episode with a look at our one word. So whoever would
Roger,
like
I think
to go.
you're up first today.
Yeah, you know what? You
Mine?
go
Yeah.
first.
I'm
Let's go
first?
today.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fun.
that is fun.
I get to go 1st
We're taking over.
Again.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
dig it.
I'm hosting this show now.
I like it. I like it.
Look at me. Look at me. I am the host now. Mine is family. This is a really poignant time of year for the Burnett family. For those of you who don't know, I lost my father when I was 20 years old. So he was 44, and I turned 54 this year. So I've been around a really long time without my dad. And so a lot of people don't take birthdays as a special day. To a lot of people, it's just another day. I refuse to believe that. To me, it's a celebration of life, and I have been let down many years because I'm so hyped about my birthday, and then the people are like, bro, it's Tuesday. Calm down. Like, we'll get you on the weekend. I'm like, right, the weekend. So it's my birthday right around now. It's my 20th wedding anniversary to my beautiful wife, Melissa, who
Congratulations.
has put up with me for a ridiculous amount of time. And so a lot of the people in my circle now are, if they're not family, they feel like family to me. And the folks who I am involved with 75 Hard, one of the things that they talk about is that your business relationships and your employer relationships should feel like family if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
And I feel very fortunate that I'm blessed with that. So
That's awesome.
family for me, guys. Thanks.
What is your birth date? What is the
May 7th.
on May 6th?
I know, bud.
Okay then.
That's
All
awesome.
right, May 6th.
I feel
May
like
7th.
now that you said
Taurians unite, brother. Let's go.
We got Cinco de Mayo, May 5th.
Yeah,
and
let's
then
go.
6th and
It's a
7th.
stretch.
Just keep the party rolling.
right?
And then the
Yeah.
anniversary is May 11th. So like,
Let's go.
and Mother's Day is May
Okay.
12th.
Okay.
Bang, that's
a
week.
Hey.
That's a week.
Okay.
Well, this episode will air after your birthday.
That's
so everybody wish Roger and Mark a happy belated birthday.
Cheers.
Right?
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers to you,
To that.
man. That's awesome.
Amen.
I didn't know that
Cheers
about
to
your
you.
dad. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
What's your word, Mark?
My word is initiative. I feel like it can't hold a candle to family, but initiative. And it was really it was really inspired by really like taking, the action of taking initiative to do something, maybe new or different in your life, and the empowerment that comes along with that. It's the word initiative in general is not, it doesn't mean that you're going to be successful in it or you're going to fail in it or it's going to be fruitful or not or anything else, but it's just, taking a little bit of ownership, taking a little bit of a risk, owning that thing and taking that step forward, and I think that there's so much power that comes along with taking that step, regardless of what it is. And that's something that I'm trying to do in different aspects of my life. And it's one that resonates with me today.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So I had adventure and
Adventure?
adventure.
Okay.
Yeah. What'd you think I said?
I didn't know if you said venture or adventure.
Oh, okay. Good.
Huge
Yeah.
difference.
Huge difference.
Although there is an adventure
giant
in every
difference.
venture, though.
Yeah.
I had-
Is it an adventure or a venture? Okay.
I had to pause for a second because my kids are like on me about how I pronounce things, and I'm like,
Oh.
what is happening right now? I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old tell me how to speak the English language.
Give me an example.
Mine's the
Give me an
bourbon.
example.
Mine's
So
the bourbon.
some of them are valid. I will say they make fun of me for how I say milk.
Do you say milk sometimes?
I say
because
milk.
I will punch you across this table right now. Because my wife says that. She says pillow and milk, and I swear to God.
Me and
If
her
there
like
was-
2 peas in a pod.
Oh, man.
What's up, Brighton?
You know what?
Made it
You
exactly
two-
12
You two
episodes.
can run away together, pillow and milk
Must be that.
all day.
Must be that Midwest accent we got going on here. So
It's with an I.
So yeah,
okay?
so my
milk.
my youngest, my 5-year-old, Chloe, Dad, it's milk. I'm like,
God, I love your daughter.
okay, well, I'm gonna receive that today.
She's in your corner. She's coaching.
I'm gonna receive
Yeah,
that with
She's
love.
Coach
Yep.
daughter right
Um,
there.
Yeah, I love it.
But it's an adventure.
Family
It's
taking
an
an
adventure.
initiative.
It is an
Look at that.
adventure right now. Like I am just along for the ride
That's awesome.
right now. So yeah, it's good.
That's fair.
I'm gonna punch you.
I'm gonna punch you across the table.
That was a promise.
So in keeping with the travel fail episode, is there anything you'd like to share about your recent vacation that may have made it even more of an adventure?
Yeah, the vacation adventure was real. We
That's right.
we get hyped up about this trip every single year. It's our annual trip. We go to Siesta Key. The girls are excited about it. They could care less about the beach for some reason. They just love
They wanna
being in
hit the
Florida.
pool. They wanna hit the
want
pool,
They
don't
want to
they?
go to the pool.
Unbelievable.
So they're all hyped up, and we travel with my wife's parents, her brother, sister-in-law goes down there, and our niece and nephew, and so it's a family event, and so everyone's excited. They get to spend time with their cousins. It's one of those trips everyone gets amped up about. Well, our youngest, as soon as we hit the plane, she just started feeling off, like she was crying for no reason.
Oh, no.
And she ended up getting an ear infection. So it was about
On a
day-
plane.
Yeah.
Ow.
Flying ear infection.
Ow.
That sounds
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
recipe
like
for disaster.
the
Yeah.
cabin pressure just
Yep.
made it,
Oh.
a little bit worse.
Yep.
Or so that presented itself by the time we got there, we felt her and she was already hot. And like day 2, she's like the fever's running. So we're taking her temperature is like 102, and we're like, yeah,
man.
we got to take her to urgent care.
Yeah.
Just to see what's going on. We thought it might be like some teeth coming in, so like adult wisdom teeth or something.
How
Like
old is she?
5.
Okay.
So trying to rule things out. So we take her to urgent care, and like, yeah, it's a pretty bad ear infection. The right one's all clogged up and it's really, really swollen. So we got her some antibiotics. So she starts getting better by day 3. So the trip starts turning around. Like, as soon as we gave her the antibiotics, she was like a new person.
Awesome.
The next day.
Yep.
So the next day it's 3 days into the trip, and we're making a trip back to Costco for some more water and stuff. So I go out to the rental car to get in, and I try to unlock the car because everything's electronic now. I'm like, that's weird. Nothing's happened. I'm like, did they give me a dead battery remote on this thing? I'm like, this is the worst thing in the world because you can't do anything without a battery in the remote. So no, it had the extra key in it. Like I opened the door, and as soon as I open the door, lights are flickering in the rental car.
Oh,
And I'm like, that's a dead battery.
Bam, bam, ba, bam.
Yeah. So it was actually the most pleasant inconvenience that I've ever really had, to be honest with you. I was expecting this is going to be like an all-day event. It's going to take hours for everything to happen. I'm going to have like a terrible experience with customer service. And it wasn't even that bad. So like silver lining out of all
So
this,
they
even though it
rocked it out.
sucked.
They
Yeah,
rocked it
and
out.
it was Alamo, right? It was Alamo Rent-A-Car. And I called them up and said, hey, I got a dead battery. And they went through a few questions with me and said, does the car run? Are you in a safe place? Are you like, yep, good. Nope, the car doesn't run. And like, all right, we're going to have to call a tow truck. And then we need to get you to the next, service center where you can pick up a new rental car. Well, they get me to the service center that's 3.5 miles down the road, which was convenient. My brother-in-law took me, and we get there and they're like, yeah, we don't have any cars.
Of course not.
So the Sarasota airport's not too far. It's only like 25 minutes. Like, just head over there. They have a ton of them. Just go get it. So it was like, even though that sucked, I was like, all right, I only drove 3.5 miles to go another 20 miles. Like, I'm just going to do it. Having the good attitude about it, I think, made the whole entire situation. Like, if I think I would have just got like really upset, I could have made this whole entire situation worse.
Yeah.
But everything was resolved within 2 hours. Like, the tow truck came, they towed it away. I went to the dead, rental car place. Like, no cars there. Went to the one that has them, and I'm all set.
Life is good.
Yeah, life is good.
Because instantly I'm thinking, why didn't they bring you a car? Right. That's kind of where my mind was.
I thought the same thing. I'm like, but here's if my brother wasn't there.
Yep.
They said they would have got me an Uber.
Okay.
They would have got me
And that's pretty
an
cool.
Uber to go
Fair
to
enough.
wherever I needed to go.
Fair enough.
So like,
They probably didn't have the
exactly.
staff to drive you a car. So hey,
They
you know
could
what?
have
That
threw
makes
your
sense.
brother some bucks for Chick-fil-A or something. I mean,
Now we're
Right.
talking.
that would have been cool. If you could buy an Uber, how about a Chick-fil-A?
Exactly.
How cool is that though? Right. So
Yeah.
you took lemons to lemonade.
There you
I
go.
did.
You.
But the rest of the trip was good.
Tra-
Weather was great, and we had fun.
Travel fails sponsored by apparently still Parktopia, my Instagram channel.
Sponsored by Roger.
Followed by me. Or no. Sponsored by me. Twice in a row. But stay tuned for I'm sitting here listening to you tell. I'm like, oh, I've got like 3 great, excellent rental car stories. Sponsors? Anybody interested?
Travel agents?
Travel agent? Anyone? Bueller?
We're going to take a quick break from a word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by the Oxford Center, where healing begins with a blend of compassion and innovation. The Oxford Center offers a ton of different treatments, ranging from hyperbaric oxygen therapy, autism services, physical therapy, speech therapy, and occupational therapy, and more. They've pioneered research behind a wide variety of treatments and conditions. They're located in the heart of our community, right here in Brighton. They believe in treating the whole person, not just the symptoms. Discover how they can support your journey in wellness. Visit theoxfordcenter.com or call 248-486-3636.
All right, what's going on in the Huddle universe there, sir? What's got you all interested and excited?
Man, I mean, not too much is crazy happening. I mean, I took a new coaching position at Legacy.
You don't say. Nothing crazy or new. You just took a new whole job.
That's cool, right? So Legacy Center, I'll be coaching a new soccer team over there, which is cool. And they were gracious enough to work with me so that I'm able to manipulate the schedule around the high school gig, which is a huge passion of mine. Coaching at Brighton High School, and soccer is a huge passion. And more than really the sport, it's a way that I can use soccer as a vehicle to connect with youth. That's really what it is at this point in my life. I'm able to use my knowledge of a sport to connect and teach kids lessons on life and things on and off the field, and that goes far beyond anything soccer related. So it's the community at Legacy Center kind of it really embodies that of Brighton and Livingston County. It's a big family. It's community first. It's a great, it's led by a great group of people, that care about the people here in the community. So I'm excited to be a part of it again and be a part of that, that group of people. And it's going to be fun.
That is very cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
By the way, you have an award coming up, don't you?
I mean, I do. I wasn't going to.
Yeah, I know. I knew I was going to have to tell,
Just
we got
me.
to pull it out of Mark.
Yeah, here it
He won't
is.
brag on himself.
Yes. So it's the Chris Rosati Hero Award. And it's overwhelming, right? It really caught me off guard. Chris Rosati, I didn't know about Chris Rosati prior to winning this award or being recognized for it. Chris Rosati was diagnosed with ALS a few years back. and his final, ALS, for those that know, is Lou Gehrig's disease. It's like the worst of the worst. It kind of just, you basically just, your body just shuts down slowly but surely, and you eventually, kind of die from your body just quitting on itself. And a lot of times it happens to people that are way younger than they should be, and and what have you. So Chris was someone who was diagnosed with ALS, and with his final months that he had to live, his whole desire was to give back to children and to make a positive difference in people's lives. And so Chris, his dream was to hijack a Krispy Kreme donut truck. And I don't know why that really resonated in his mind, but that was his thing. And he wanted to drive it to a children's hospital and deliver donuts to bring joy to children, all over the case, which, who doesn't have joy when they're eating a donut, right? Like, let's go,
Yeah, I think the exciting thing about this is that he just didn't want to ask Krispy Kreme to get one of his trucks.
Why would you
hijack?
Hijack. He literally wanted to steal a donut truck and drive it. And I'm like, now we're talking. Like, let's go. Your final months, like, that's what you're thinking. Like,
what are you gonna do? Throw me in jail?
Yeah, right. Like, I'm dying of ALS. I don't give a crap, right? Like, let's go.
I don't want to just spread joy. I want to deliver it.
That's it.
So somehow Krispy Kreme got wind of this desire of Chris's, and they partnered with him, and they ended up delivering, without the heist of a truck.
Dang it!
They delivered the joy of delivering donuts to these children, in hospitals, and he did many different kindness acts in his final months, on this earth. And so, inspired by that, Bob Hoffman, who started an organization in 2009 called Epiphany Now, which is really just a kindness organization in the greater Lansing area. He read about this story, and he was inspired by Chris, and wow, his final months, like, he was focused on other people and making a difference in kids' lives. I want to do something with that. And so a few years back, he started a Chris Rosati Hero Award, where he would award someone around the state of Michigan that was doing kindness acts, that was going above and beyond. And he wanted to, at one day, their day of kindness, if you will, he would award them with a Chris Rosati Hero Award in honor of Chris and what he did in his final days. And so, I was presented with this actually just a couple weeks ago. I was hijacked on a call that I thought was just a networking call with this Bob Hoffman, who started Epiphany Now. And I thought, oh, it's a great connection in Lansing. I'm gonna be able to expand the brand. I'm gonna expand Fund a Life. We're gonna connect. We're gonna do some great things. And so he's talking. He's like, here's all the things that I'm doing, and he's explaining everything that I just laid out to you guys. And he's like, yeah. And so in 2024, we would love to honor you, Mark, with the Chris Rosati Hero Award.
Chills.
And I just sat there and I'm like, oh, wait. And I'm making notes. It was actually right before our podcast recording. So I'm maybe sipping on some bourbon, I'm taking some notes in my car. I'm thinking the networking opportunity. I'm getting tuned up. I'm doing whatever, all on this Zoom call. And I'm like, yeah, things are great. And all of a sudden he's like, he hits me with that news. Like, I'm going to award you. I would be honored to award you with the Chris Rosati Hero Award for 2024. And I'm like, wait, what? What just happened? And, needless to say, I'm tremendously honored. It's an overwhelming award. And really, it's one that is a testament to the people that support Fund a Life and have really gotten Fund a Life off the ground and been able to make the impact that we can. But if it helps push the mission forward, I'm happy to accept that award. And we're looking forward to that. It's something that's going to happen next week. And,
that's super exciting. Where is this taking place at? Is it a private?
It's taking place at the I'm forgetting the name now, but the Lansing Airport.
Okay.
They've rented out like a big hall there, and so they're doing like their Day of Kindness. I kind of related it similar to like United Way's Day of Caring. They're kind of doing a similar thing, like the whole day. They're awarding like 5 different nonprofits with some different things. They're helping change people's lives all around Lansing with this, and then it's commencing from like 5 to 7 at an awards ceremony and kind of like a gathering at the Lansing Airport with a bunch of people, and they're going to award me with this ridiculous honor.
It's always nice to be recognized.
It's like I know you well enough to know you don't do this stuff to get awards.
Absolutely not.
Never. You've never ever. But it doesn't change the fact that when someone else recognizes your work, isn't that all? No matter whether you run a nonprofit, you work for a contractor, you're selling real estate, whatever, you eventually, you hope somebody's going to come along and go, good on you. Well done. Right. And to me, that sort of is a good sort of parlay into what me, like, right? Like, being married for 20 years gives you perspective. And you guys follow me on social media. So you've seen, I had a post not too long ago where I talked about like life, the choices in life are all difficult.
Yes.
And regardless of whether it's being fat or being skinny, both are hard.
Yeah.
Being married or being divorced, both are hard.
Absolutely.
All of these things are difficult. So you have to choose the things that you want to invest in, because the hard stuff is really where you want to put your time. And if you don't put your time into the hard stuff, then all of a sudden you find yourself maybe not on the right end of things that you're hoping for. So you've heard me talk the last couple of episodes about family and team and how my participation in 75 Hard really helped shape my vision for the future. But my bride of 20 years did this thing with me.
That's awesome.
And
that rocks.
We were in a group of 7 people that were all sort of in a support group with one another. And we were the only husband and wife duo that were doing this thing together. And it was really gratifying to hear the other members of the group give us such accolades for having a husband and a wife being willing to do it together, because without that support, it's a whole different challenge. And in a lot of ways, it's a lot like a metaphor for life and for being married. And it's a lot like that Facebook post. It's like, that was one of the single most difficult things I will ever have done in my life. And when I just made the decision, what better way to realize what kind of great partner you have? And you all heard us talk about the story of what happened on my wedding day and what kind of partner I knew I already have, but to boldly proclaim that I'm going to take on the single largest challenge I've ever done in my life. And my wife go, well, let's roll.
How awesome, man.
Yeah,
Man.
cool.
And
That's
like,
awesome.
just to be in a position to be like, did you take your picture today? Did you read your book? Did you do your thing? Like, and there were times like, I believe that we were able to assist one another in a way that there were other people that wished that they had that. And that's emblematic of the entire 20 years that we've been together. And so we were very fortunate when it came to community that the good friends at Stroll Magazine, Christelle, the German first name that she wanted me to make sure I got right. They did us a solid.
That's cool.
And did a photo shoot and a whole article about a trip that we took as a family earlier this year to Europe. But when they, much like what happened to you, when they came to do the photographs for us, 1, we didn't know it was for the cover. And 2, they never told us that they were going to position it as an anniversary gift to us. So
boom.
Talk about exceeding expectations. Talk about like doing a solid for us. So I mean, I have that forever and for always.
How cool.
What a great present for us to commemorate something that really, again, is very emblematic of our relationship and our family and the community of people that we've been able to build around us in the years that we've been together. I think is just a testament of who we are as people. And so like, happy anniversary, Melissa. Here's to however many more you'll keep me around for. And we'll keep doing the thing. So thanks guys for that. Thanks for allowing me the opportunity, and thanks to Stroll for
congratulations,
doing
man.
that feature on this.
That is a super cool,
right?
You know,
it's 20
spotlight.
years, right?
20
years. That's
20.
Awesome. Congratulations.
20 strong.
The kids were 6, 9, and 12 when we got married.
Very cool.
And now they're grown ass kids with their own lives and their own stuff. So it's been fun.
Very cool.
And perspective being what it is, right? Like I get to bring, there's a Lenny Kravitz song that the lyric says, I'm old enough to see behind me, but young enough to feel my soul. And as I just crossed 54 years old, like 75 Hard gave me all the energy in the world. I feel great. I'm ready to rock and roll. I feel like the next 20 years, including the 20 I'll spend with my wife and my team and my tribe is going to be the best 20, man. I'm looking forward to it.
You just quoted Lenny Kravitz?
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
All right.
You got it.
Yeah. Should we just end the episode right there?
Right?
Like,
is there anything else to say?
I don't
Lenny
think
Kravitz.
so. We should hand over the huddle up to Coach
right?
Roger today.
That's
Well, funny you should bring that up because it does bring us to the Huddle Up segment.
dear.
as performed by the virtuoso himself, Legacy's finest, Coach Mark Howell.
So today's Huddle Up segment is kind of focused around momentum, right? And I think it speaks volumes around like a lot of things, right? We all can visualize what momentum looks like in our life, but I think that it's important to break it down to momentum is created. It's something that we create, right? And I think that momentum starts with one step. Right. And often we think of what our destination is, what our final goal is, and we bypass what all the steps are to get there. But I think that in terms of goal setting, in terms of professional accomplishments, whatever we want to achieve in life, momentum is a requirement of getting there. And I think that momentum can be something that we manifest. It's something that we can put into action. And that action starts and is created by just one step at a time, right? And we can't bypass those steps to get to the final destination of that. And so I think that as we manifest something, as we put a goal into existence, right? I think that the more we can speak something into the world, we can actually manifest whatever our future is, whatever our destination is, just by simply communicating that goal out and holding ourselves accountable, by communicating that, by surrounding ourselves with the right people, by the right team, the right village. It's something that we stress a lot on this podcast, the team and the people and our village. And I think that it's something that as we speak it, as we take those steps, we can adjust our course. We can take those steps towards building the momentum towards the life that we wish to lead, the life that we wish to desire in the end. And I think that it's just something that as we act, as we speak, as we take those actions, and as we surround ourselves with the right people, the right moments, the right words, the right actions, we build the momentum towards the life we want to lead. And we can finish with whatever it is that we create. And I think that's such an important thing for people to, I think, to understand the power and the empowerment that we have control over. Because ultimately I think it's harder to start that giant boulder from moving than it is to keep it rolling once we have it moving. Right. And so I think if we can visualize that, once we get that momentum, or even visualize a car, right? Like if you throw it in neutral, it's so hard to get that thing rolling, right? But once we do, it's much easier to just kind of build that speed. And I think the same goes for life. The same goes for goals. The same goes for anything that we want to achieve in life. And so my message today in our Huddle Up segment is just build a momentum one step at a time, keep it moving, keep going, keep grinding, keep pouring every single thing that you have into whatever it is that final destination looks like for you and for your family and for your goals. And just watch that momentum manifest itself in your life, in the goals you want to achieve.
Boom.
Away we go.
I got a good one. You guys, do it. Come on in. Coach Mark.
Yes.
How much money has Fund a Life raised as of recently?
Over $1 million. We hit that momentum.
How long did it take you to do that?
7 years.
What's your goal going forward?
To deliver another $1 million in the next 18 months.
There's your momentum.
Let's go.
In a nutshell.
Let's go. There you go.
I can get to $1 million, and it could take me a really long time. And what it makes me realize is I can get to $1 million. Wow, I can get to $1 million. Let's just do it faster because now we know how. But if you never get going, there's never $1 million. Ever $1 million. Whether it's 7 years or 18 months.
Absolutely.
Coach.
Let's go.
So good. So that somehow you are gonna weave your Eric magic into a final thought. I know it's coming. Life. Ooh, let's go. Let's go.
Ooh.
Over there. That guy.
Yeah. So today I want to just kind of roundtable, the team here.
Ooh, okay.
Takes a drink of water.
Take a drink.
Take a drink of
So I got some
bourbon.
questions for you guys. And when we talk about momentum, we talk about, things that your goals, your accomplishments. And I ask this question for you guys out of like, where does the next 12 episodes of this podcast really take us? Right? What are our goals? We had stated some personal goals and some group goals, together when we started the podcast. And it was, just to reiterate some of those, it was to, shine a spotlight on some cool people. We've had some great guests on the show. We're going to have more guests on. We wanted to bring a spotlight to very interesting folks, but also very impactful organizations, within Livingston County, Fun to Life being one of those. We wanted to start some events, here in Brighton. We got Pizza Royale coming up. So super pumped about that. I mean, that's going to be a great event.
Gonna be epic.
But like, we're 12 episodes in, and I think we've found some shifts in the way we produce, some shifts in the way, we think people want to digest the content, for it. So if you got any suggestions, drop those in the comments below. But my question for you guys is, what is the goal of the next 12 episodes?
I like it. I'll take podcasting for 1,000, Alex.
Right.
Do you have any thoughts here, Coach?
Oh my gosh. I mean, as I kind of digest that question, because it's so big, I don't know that I've actually taken the time, but my initial reaction is just want to inspire. I would love to help inspire just our community to just be bigger than themselves, in whatever capacity they can be, right? So it's, how do we come together? How do we continue to help equip more people with more information to inspire them to be the best version of themselves? And just start those conversations of, it doesn't have to happen on Facebook, as it often doesn't, but how do we take those conversations offline, and live the life that we have maybe destined for ourselves or visualized for ourselves, and, get involved in giving back, or get involved in something that you're passionate about, finding those purposes in the city of Brighton that our residents are so passionate about. But instead of being a keyboard warrior, how can we take action? Take action to be an active part of the solution, not just giving feedback. And I think that if everyone could just take a small little percentage of being part of the solution rather than just constantly being a feedback provider, this community already is an amazing community. And we've chosen to be here for a very intentional purpose. And so how can we be a more active member of the community to make it better, bigger, what have you?
Yeah, it's a lot to chew on. Roger, what about you?
Yeah, this one is ponderous. I'll hearken back to when we three gentlemen were considering this program. I reminded everyone that mission, vision, and values for what we were going to create would be important. If you go back to the early episodes of the show, I used to go on a little bit longer of a intro speech, kind of talking about what we were hoping we might accomplish as a result of the program. And to me, what's always been the biggest wish I have about what we're trying to accomplish, I can see it in my mind. It's a warm day, the sun is shining, and we're somewhere in town, and we're getting to meet people for the first time that we've seen their names and their profiles and the things that they talk about when they're participating with us in the community setting that we've created for everyone, and how fun that will be. That person is taller than I thought. They're skinnier than I thought. Oh, I thought they'd be a lot younger. Being able to see a 3-dimensional version of a 1-dimensional environment, right? Meta is still just 1-dimensional. So we can bring that to life And to me, that's always what I wanted to see happen was, let's meet some people I wouldn't have ordinarily met. Let's hear some viewpoints that I wouldn't ordinarily hear. And boy, aren't we getting that. But to me, the next version, the next 12 weeks would really be like, it's nice out. We should be able to get together.
Yeah.
We should find reasons for us to be able to get comfortable with one another so that when I invite you to this giant pizza party in September, it's not the first time that we're getting to meet one another. You'd be like, hell yes, I met like a bunch of cool people that I totally want to go hang out with those people. Or better yet, we solicit the community of pizzerias that want to be involved, who then turn around and engage all of their fans and use it as their vehicle to engage their social media feeds, to tighten their relationships with the people who support them in a way that then is just a reflection of like, you're bringing your party to our party, and now it's just an even better party. Yeah. And if we can pull that off in year one and do it in a meaningful kind of way while raising money for a clearly worthy cause, think about what year two, you remember what we said? Momentum gets you another $1 million in 18 months. It's stuff like this. And people like us being willing to put it up and say, we're going to do it, that creates the opportunity to take that step towards that next $1 million. And I'm not just a little bit excited. Can you tell?
It's got a mission.
That's awesome. As the guy who signed up to be responsible for it, I'm really excited about the opportunity. So yeah, I'm super fired up about it.
No, that's cool. And it's always fun to hear, from the people that are involved in it. And I knew those answers going into it, in terms of like where we want to take this. But I think it's important to share that out with the audience, right? Which is why I wanted to bring it on today as a question, like, where do we see this thing going, right? 12 episodes in, no major pivots, right? No, like we're steadfast in bringing a spotlight to Brighton, talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, right? And having some fun while we do it, right? And if we can raise some money for a good cause, that is like utopia. Right. That's utopia for everybody. Right. It's an outlet where we can bring the community together, showcase what an amazing place it is to live, and also do some good in this world.
I wanted to touch on one other thing really quickly. Our two guests that we've had so far came to us in uniquely different ways. So Ken from Taste of Brighton and Running Lab came to us not as a business owner. He came to us as a member of the community that's trying to bring everybody together to say, hey, I like what you guys are doing. Can I come and talk about what we're trying to accomplish? Because it seems like we're all rowing the boat in the same direction. So it seems cool for me to want to come do that, right? Matt, we asked because we've identified something that we think is of interest to both us and the people who are watching the show, which is what's going to happen with downtown now that all of these people are here. And he had some really good viewpoints. So we like both. If you can come along with your own idea of something and you think you want to come sit in that chair and talk to us, let us know. But we are going to keep thinking about like, what are the things like, can we get a zipper merge expert to come sit in and tell us, why human nature doesn't allow science and data to actually prevail in the end? I don't know, but like, this is where the community has the opportunity, be it through interacting with us on social media or when we start getting together in person, to really reveal like who should be our guests, what should the topics be, because we're not going to always know. And if there's stuff that people want to know about, this is a great chance for you to talk to us in person, maybe after we've had a beer or three. I don't know.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yep.
So that's it. That's all we got for today.
Oh,
look at that.
I'm not even touching that. So, ladies and gentlemen, if someone owns a pizzeria and you think that they should be a part of Pizza Real, please share this episode with them. If you've not yet subscribed, you probably should, because this whole thing is about to get super fun. And until next time, this is Roger signing off. Thanks, guys. It was a good time.
Thank you.